Today is a very auspicious day, the anniversary of festival of Raghunath Goswami in Panihati of chipped rice and milk and yogurt. You have heard before that Raghunath Goswami, when he was young, he first met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and was attracted. Then he wanted to join him, but parents did not allow. Then for a second time he also met him. That time Mahaprabhu told him, now it is not time yet. You are not yet fully mature in your devotion to Krishna, so that you could renounce everything and come with me. Gradually you can attain that state, step by step. So don't outwardly show your renounced attitude like monkey. Monkey outwardly is having no cloth, no house, and eating here and there. Looks like renounced, but inside he has so many desires, all the time with female monkeys. So Raghunath Goswami don't outwardly show for this renunciation. It is not so easy to become renounced, properly renounced. That is, when one is attached to Krishna, then renunciation is automatic. So for now, you should not become mad. You should go back to your house and you live this household life. Inside you worship Krishna and outwardly you behave like all others, but no sinful activities and like this. So you accept these material things without attachment, how much is necessary, not too much, not too less, and in favor of Krishna bhajan, and inside you worship. Then, when the time will come, then Krishna will rescue you. So now you cannot. So Guru or Krishna, they always see in our heart. We may imagine so many things in our mind, but they know the reality. So Mahaprabhu told him, not proper time now for you to become like a sannyasi or Babaji, not yet. Of course, Raghunath Goswami is personal associate of Krishna in Krishna Lila, but here he is teaching by his own example that there are steps to be taken. You cannot jump ahead, then you will fall down. So Raghunath Goswami followed instructions of Mahaprabhu and was in house. He also got married and she was very beautiful. It was arranged, and so much money his parents they had, and he did some work and he managed that affair or something. So after 1 year of practicing like this, then he heard that Patit Pavan Sriman Nityananda Prabhu will come to Panihati village. That was not so far from Raghunath Goswami. So Raghunath then was thinking, Tobe Raghunath Kichu Bicharila Mane Nityananda Gosair Pash Cholila Ardine Panihati Grame Paila Prabhu Darashan Kirtaniya Sevak Songe Ar Bohujon Ganga Tire Brikhamule Pindaru Pore Bosiache Jenokoti Surjo Doi Kore. Then Raghunath Das considered something in his mind, and the next day he went to Nityananda Gosai. In the village of Panihati, Raghunath Das obtained an interview with Nityananda Prabhu, who was accompanied by many kirtan performers, servants and others, because he was on preaching tour. That was his preaching party. Sitting on a rock under a tree on the bank of the Ganges, Lord Nityananda seemed as effulgent as hundreds of thousands of rising suns. today our Srila Vishnu Maharaj went to Panihati. So another devotee was having live on Facebook. So today for the first time I saw that Panihati village, and they showed that exact tree under which Nityananda Prabhu was sitting, and the Ganga, and that is very near. It is on the bank, and some were doing kirtan there behind. So many people today went there, so many devotees. So today I saw. And our Vishnu Maharaj then he spoke the glories of this place, means from this description. Tole upare bohu bhakta hoyache beshtito, deki prabhur prabhav Raghunath bismito, dandavat hoya sei porila koto dure, seva kohe Raghunath dandavat kore, shuni prabhu kohe chora dili darashan, ay ajitor korimu dondon. Many devotees sat on the ground surrounding him, Nityananda Prabhu. Seeing the influence of Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath Das was astonished. Raghunath Das offered his obeisances by falling prostrate at a distant place, and the servant of Nityananda Prabhu pointed out, there is Raghunath Das offering you obeisances. That is out of extreme humility, to little from far you offer obeisance. So the sevaks, they told him, hearing this, Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, you are a thief. Now you have come to see me. Come here, come here. Today I shall punish you. Some Vaishnavas, they explained, why thief? Because we cannot attain Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without the grace of Nityananda Prabhu. He must give that blessing, permission, then we can. So now Raghunath Das Goswami surrendered himself to Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is Guru. We have to surrender to Guru to get the service of Krishna. Krishna is giving his own service through bona fide Guru. Prabhu bolaite khoniko tena kore gomon, akarshya tar mate Prabhu dhorila charan. Koutuki Nityananda sohoje doyamoy, Raghunate kohe kichu hoya sodoy, nikotena aiso chora bhago dure dure, ajilak payachidan dimu tomare. The Lord called him, but Raghunath Das did not go near the Lord. That is again out of humility. Then the Lord forcibly caught him and placed his lotus feet upon Raghunath Das's head. That is sign of mercy. Lord Nityananda was by nature very merciful and funny. Being merciful, he spoke to Raghunath Das as follows. You are just like a thief, for instead of coming near, you stay away at a distant place. Now that I have captured you, I shall punish you. Dadi chira bhakhan koraho mor gone, shuni anandito hoilo Raghunatha mone, sei kone nijo lok pataila grame, baksha dravya lok sab gram hoite ane, chira dadi dugda sandesh ar chini kola, sob dravya anaya chou dike dorila. Make a festival and feed all my associates yogurt and cheap rice. Hearing this, Raghunath Das was greatly pleased. Raghunath Das immediately sent his own men to the village to purchase all kinds of eatables and bring them back. So Guru will give Vaishnav Seva. By Vaishnav Seva, that by their blessing we can get the service of Krishna. And why this chira, chirua and yogurt? Because it is easy to make a lot. Does not take much time. If you would cook the rice and cut vegetables and all. This is only you boil and mix. Then Raghunath Das brought chipped rice, that is that flat rice in India you will find. You just have to soak it. Chipped rice, yogurt, milk, sweet meats, that is sandesh mentioned here. Sandesh is a favorite of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is made out of cottage cheese, sugar, bananas, and other eatables, and place them all around. Mahotsav nam shuni Brahman sojon asite lagilo lok ashankya gonon. I generally don't buy bananas, but today I offered in remembrance of this festival. And also Krishna made arrangement for something sweet also to be offered to him by some donation. Because chipped rice, yogurt, milk, sweet meats, sugar, bananas, that they are ingredients. Mahotsav nam shuni Brahman sojon asite lagilo lok asankya gonon ar gramantar hoite samagri anilo shotodui chari hoy holna taha anailo boro boro mrit kundika anailo pancha sate eg bipra prabulagi chira bijay tate. Seeing the crowd increasing, no, as soon as they heard that a festival was going to be held, all kinds of brahmanas and other gentlemen began to arrive. Thus, there were innumerable people. In Bengal, it is always like this. When you announce there will be festival, then so many people will come. You invite one Bengali and he will bring with him 10 more. So you have to know this. Seeing the crowd increasing, Raghunath Das arranged to get more eatables from other villages, because from this village already he bought everything what was there. He also brought 200 to 400 large round earthen pots. He also obtained 5 or 7 especially large earthen pots, and in these pots a Brahmana began soaking chipped rice for the satisfaction of Lord Nityananda. Raghunath Das Goswami was very rich, so it was not difficult for him this, but he properly utilized all his money. He made a really big feast without any hesitation, without any miserliness. Ek thai tapta dugde chira bijaya ardek chanilo dadi chini kola adia ar ardek ghana vrita dugde te chanilo chappa kola chini grita korpur tate dilo duti pari prabhu jodi pindate bosila sat kundi bipratar agete dhorila. In one place, chipped rice was soaked in hot milk in each of the large pots. Then half the rice was mixed with yogurt, sugar, and bananas. Today also on Facebook I saw in Radhakunda, in the Samadhi of Raghunath Das Goswami, there was also a big festival today, and they made this. I saw chidwa, a big pot, chidwa and other fruits and sweets they made. The other half was mixed with condensed milk and a special type of banana known as champa kola. Kola is the name of banana in Bengali, kola. In Hindi it is kela. Then sugar, clarified butter, and camphor were added. Camphor is necessary in milk preparations. Little you have to put. After Nityananda Prabhu had changed his cloth for a new one and sat on a raised platform, the Brahmana brought before him the 7 huge pots. Chobutara upare joto prabhur nijo gone, boro boro log bosila mandali rochone, Ramdas Sundarananda Das Gada Adar, Murari Kamalakar Sada Shib Purandar, Dhananjay Jagadishpara Meshwar Das, Mahesh Gauridas, Horo Krishna Das. On that platform, all the most important associates of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, as well as other important men, sat down in a circle around the Lord. Among them were Ram Das, Sundarananda, Gadadhar Das. This is different from Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Das, he was in preaching party of Nityananda. Murari, not Murari Gupta, another Murari, Kamalakar, Sadashiva and Purandar. Dhananjay, Jagadish, Parameshwar Das, Mahesh, Gauri Das and Horo Krishna Das were also there. They're all cowherd boys in Krishna Lila, associates of Nityananda Prabhu. Except Gadadhar Das. He's in Madhurja Rasa. He's the effulgence of Radharani. Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. Gadadhar Das is effulgence, Jyoti of Radharani. Took the form of Gadadhar Das. And he was always in the mood of Gopi. He was taking milk pot on the head and was telling, buy milk in that bhab. He was also in preaching party of Nityananda because Sakya Rasa and Madhurja Rasa, they are compatible. Udarandata Adi Joto Nijo Gon Upore Bosila Sob Kegore Gonon Shuni Pandit Bhattacharya Joto Vipra Aila Manya Kori Prabhu Savare Upore Bosaila Dui Dui Mrit Kundika Sobar Age Dilo Eke Dugda Chira Are Dodi Chira Koilo. Similarly, Udarandata Thakur and many other personal associates of the Lord sat on the raised platform with Nityananda Prabhu. No one could count them all. They are very powerful. If you read their biographies, most powerful, most merciful. So this Murari is Murari Chaitanya Das, not Murari Gupta. Hearing about the festival, all kinds of learned scholars, Brahmanas and priests went there. Lord Nityananda Prabhu honored them and made them sit on the raised platform with him. Everyone was offered 2 earthen pots. In one was put chipped rice with condensed milk, and in the other chipped rice with yogurt. Today I saw in that Radha Kunda festival, in one pot there was, but I'm not sure now whether that was yogurt or was condensed milk. It was a little thick, but it was there to be prepared for mixing. Ar Jotolok Sob Chou Tara Talane Mandali Bande Bosila Tar Nahoy Gonone Ekek Jonare Dui Dui Holna Adilo Dodi Chira Dugda Chira Dui Tepi Jailo Kon Vipra Upore Stanna Paya Dui Holna Chira Bijay Ganga Tiregia. All the other people sat in groups around the platform. No one could count how many people there were. Each and every one of them was supplied 2 earthen pots, one of chipped rice soaked in yogurt, and the other of chipped rice soaked in condensed milk. Some of the Brahmanas, not having gotten a place on the platform, went to the bank of the Ganges with their 2 earthen pots and soaked their chipped rice there. This is near, today I saw. Ganga is very near that place where Nityananda Prabhu was sitting. Tire stanna paya ar koto John. Jolena mi dodi chira koro ebokon. Keho upare keho tole keho ganga tire. Bish John tin thai poriveshan kore. Henokale aila tatha raga pandit. Hasite lagila dekhi hoi abismit. Others who could not get a place even on the bank of the Ganges got down into the water and began eating their 2 kinds of cheap rice. Thus some sat on the platform, some at the base of the platform, and some on the bank of the Ganges, and they were all supplied 2 pots each by 20 men who distributed the food. At that time, Raghava Pandit arrived there. Seeing the situation, he began to laugh in great surprise. Nisagdinana moto prasad o anila. Prabhure age diya bhakta gone banti dila. Prabhure kohe toma lagi bhok lagailo. Tumi iha utsav koro ghore prasad rohilo. Prabhu kohe edrabya dine koriye bhojon. Ratre tomar ghore prasad kori mubokon. Raghu Pandit, he brought many kinds of food cooked in ghee and offered to the Lord. This prasadam he first placed before Lord Nityananda and then distributed among the devotees. Raghu Pandit said to Lord Nityananda, "For you, sir, I have already offered food to the deity, but you are engaged in a festival here, and so the food is lying there untouched." Because original plan of Nityananda Prabhu was to come to the house of Raghu Pandit to take prasad, but plan was changed when Raghunath Das Goswami came. So he already cooked. Then Lord Nityananda replied, "Let me eat all this food here during the day, and I shall eat at your home at night." That prasad which he was cooking, you keep. We will take that as dinner. Gop jati ami bohu gop gon songe. Ami suk pai epu lin bhojon ronge. Raga bebosaya dui kundi deo yaila. Raga divida chira tate vijaila. Sakala loker chira purna jabe hoilo. Dhyane tobe prabhu maha prabhure anilo. I belong to, Nityananda Prabhu saying, I belong to a community of cowherd boys. And therefore, I generally have many cowherd associates with me. I am happy when we eat together in a picnic like this by the sandy bank of the river, like in Krishna Lila, on the bank of Jamuna, Krishna and Balaram and all cowherd boys, they were taking lunch. Lord Nityananda made Raghav Pandit sit down and had 2 pots delivered to him also. There were 2 kinds of chipped rice soaked in them. When chipped rice had been served to everyone, Lord Nityananda Prabhu in meditation brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu aila dekhi nitai uthila. Tare loya sobar chira dekite lagila. Sakala kundir holnar chirar ek gras. Mahaprabhu mukhe deno kori porihas. Hasi Mahaprabhur ar ek gras loya. Tar mukhe dia khaoyai. Hasia. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived, Nityananda Prabhu called him in meditation. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived, Lord Nityananda Prabhu stood up. They then saw how the others were enjoying the chipped rice with yogurt and condensed milk. From each and every pot, Lord Nityananda Prabhu took 1 morsel of chipped rice and pushed it into the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a joke. In joking that mood. Porihas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also smiling, took a morsel of food, pushed it into the mouth of Nityananda and laughed as he made Lord Nityananda eat it. from that pot which were brought in front of Nityananda Prabhu to offer to him. From that pot Nityananda took, they gave to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu also gave from that pot to Nityananda. Ei moto nitai bule sakal mandale, dandaya ranga dekhe Vaishnav sakale. Ki koriya bera iha keho nahi jane, Mahaprabhur darshan pai kon bhagyavane. Tobe hasi Nityananda bosila asone, chari kundi aroya chira rakila dahine. In this way, Lord Nityananda was walking through all the groups of eaters, and all the Vaishnavas standing there were seeing the fun. No one could understand what Nityananda Prabhu was doing as he walked about. Some, however, who were very fortunate, could see that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also present. Like today in Vrindavan, in India, Krishna is doing his lila, but not all can see. Those who have opened their transcendental eye, they can see. In Navadip also Mahaprabhu is now, today, doing his pastimes. Those who have eyes, transcendent, they can see. Here also some could see. Sometimes Krishna is performing his pastimes, he manifests. Everyone can see, but not all will recognize. But otherwise, unmanifestedly, always doing lila. And those who are pure devotees, they can perceive. So here also some could see Mahaprabhu coming, that he was there present. Then Nityananda Prabhu smiled and sat down. On his right side he kept 4 pots of chipped rice that had not been made from boiled paddy. Araya, that is, there are 2 kinds of rice, atop and siddha chawal or siddha bhat. One is parboiled, that is siddha chawal. Another is not parboiled, that is they put it on the sun to heat, so that siddha chawal is more easy to digest, but atop rice is untouched, so that can be offered to deity. Asan diya Mahaprabhu re tahan bosaila, dui bhai tobe chira খাইতে লাগিলা। দেখি নিত্যানন্দ প্রভু আনন্দিত হইলা, কত কত ভাবাবেশ প্রকাশ করিলা। আজ্ঞা দিলা হরি বলি করহ ভজন, হরি হরি ধ্বনি উতি ভরিল ভুবন. Lord Nityananda offered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a place and had him sit down. Then together the 2 brothers began eating chipped rice. Seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eating with him, Lord Nityananda Prabhu became very happy and exhibited varieties of ecstatic love. Lord Nityananda Prabhu ordered, all of you eat, chanting the holy name of Hari. Immediately the holy names Hari Hari resounded, filling the entire universe. Hari Hari boli Vaishnav kore bojon, pulin bojon sobar hoilo smoron. Nityananda Mahaprabhu kripalu udar, Raghunather bhagye eto koila ongikar. Nityananda Prabhu kripa janibe konjon, Mahaprabhu ani korai pulin bojon. When all the Vaishnavas were chanting the holy names Hari Hari and eating, they remembered how Krishna and Balaram ate with their companions, the cowherd boys on the bank of the Jamuna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu are extremely merciful and liberal. It was Raghunath Das's good fortune that they accepted all these dealings. Who can understand the influence and mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu? He is so powerful that he induced Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come eat chipped rice on the bank of the Ganges. Shri Ramdas Adi Gop Prema Bishta Hoila Ganga Tire Jamuna Pulin Gyan Koila Mahotsav Shuni Posari Nana Gram Hoite Chira Dodi Sandesh Kola Ani Lobechite Joto Drabya Loya Aise Sop Mulya Koriloy Tar Drabya Mulya Dia Tahare Kaoyai. All the confidential devotees who were cowherd boys, headed by Sri Ramdas, were absorbed in ecstatic love. They thought the bank of the Ganges to be the bank of the Jamuna. When the shopkeepers of many other villages heard about the festival, they arrived there to sell cheap rice, yogurt, sweetmeats, and bananas. As they came, bringing all kinds of food, Raghunath Das purchased it all. He was very rich and not miser. He was from wholeheartedly he was spending for the service of Nityananda Prabhu and all the Vaishnavas without any hesitation. He gave them the price for their goods and later fed them the very same food. He bought everything, offered to Nityananda and gave them prasad. Koutuk dekite ailo joto joto jon sei chira dodi kola korilo bokhon bojan kori Nityananda acha man koila chari kundir abashesh Raghunathe dila artin kondikai abashesh chilo grase grase kori bipro sop bhokte dilo. Anyone who came to see how these funny things were going on was also fed cheap rice, yogurt, and bananas, whoever came. After Lord Nityananda Prabhu finished eating, means prasad distribution, that is also preaching, that will awaken our soul. After Lord Nityananda Prabhu finished eating, he washed his hands and mouth, teaching by example, and gave Raghunath Das the food remaining in the 4 pots. After eating, we have to wash our hands and mouth before touching anything else. Because if those polluted, then it will spoil them. You cannot offer to Krishna or to others if you touch everything. There was food remaining in the 3 other big pots of Lord Nityananda, and the Brahmana distributed it to all the devotees, giving a morsel to each. Pushpamala Bipra Ani Prabhu Gole Dilo, Chandan Anya Prabhur Sarvangele Pilo, Sevak Tambuloya Kore Samarpon, Hasya Hasya Prabhu Kore Chorvon, Mala Chandan Tambul Shesh Je Achilo. Shri Hoste Prabhu Taha Sabakare Bhati Dilo. Then a Brahmana brought a flower garland, placed the garland on Nityananda Prabhu's neck, and smeared sandalwood pulp all over his body to cool. This is seva, service. When a servant brought betel nuts and offered them to Lord Nityananda, the Lord smiled and chewed them. We can offer to Nityananda Prabhu betel and to Mahaprabhu and to Radha Krishna, but mentally, in Gauriya Mat, mentally. Because some, they are not on that platform, they will offer real betel nut and they will take it, but they are not fully surrendered. So that will have intoxicating effect instead of the transcendental prem due to honor of that prasad. So in Gauriya Mat, out of compassion for beginner sadhakas, worshippers, they will utter that mantra for offering betel nut, but not practically, actually only mentally offering, so that they will not take that prasad after. that will be detrimental for them if they are not on that platform. Beginners should not do. Take that, better not prasad. With his own hands, Lord Nityananda Prabhu distributed to all the devotees whatever flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and the petal nuts remained. Anandito Raghunath Prabhu Shesh Paya Apanar Gon Soho Kaila Bantia Eito Kohilu Nityananda Bihar Chiradadi Mahotsav Name Kyatijar Prabhu Bishram Koila Jodi Din Shesh Hoilo Ragap Mandire Tobe Kirtan Arambilo. After receiving the remnants of food left by Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath Das, who was greatly happy, ate some and distributed the rest among his own associates. Thus, I have described the pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu in relation to the celebrated festival of chipped rice and yogurt that happened on today's lunar day. And now devotees also, they are still doing this festival. Nityananda Prabhu rested for the day, and when the day ended, he went to the temple of Raghav Pandit and began congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Bhakta Sopna Chaya Nityananda Arai Sheshe Nritya Kore Preme Jagad Basai Mahaprabhu tar Nritya Kore Eno Darashan Sobe Nityananda Dekhe Na Dekhe Onyojon Nityananda Nritya Jeno Tahara Nartane Upamadi Barnahi E Tino Bubone. Lord Nityananda Prabhu first influenced all the devotees to dance, and finally he himself began dancing, thus inundating the entire world in ecstatic love. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was observing the dancing of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu could see this, but the others could not. The dancing of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, like the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, cannot be compared to anything within these three worlds, because they are dancing for the satisfaction of Krishna. There is no this mood of self-enjoyment. It is exclusively for the satisfaction of Krishna. So that is why it is out of this world. You cannot find. Only those who are pure devotees, they can do such dancing. Nrityer madhuri ke babar nibare pare Mahaprabhu aise jai nritya dekhe bare Nritya kori Prabhu jabe bishram korila Bojaner lagi pandit nibedon koila Bojane bosila Prabhu nijogon loya Mahaprabhur asanda hine patiya. No one can properly describe the sweetness of Lord Nityananda's dancing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally comes to see it every time. Whenever Nityananda Prabhu is and he's dancing in ecstatic love of Krishna, Mahaprabhu has to come to see. He will manifest there. Or in Srivas Thakur's house, whenever there is kirtan, and in Sachi Mata's house when she is cooking, in Nityananda Prabhu's dancing, and in Raghav Pandit's house when he is cooking. Mahaprabhu always comes there because of being attracted by their devotion to him. After the dancing and after Lord Nityananda had rested, Raghav Pandit submitted his request that the Lord take supper. Lord Nityananda Prabhu sat down for supper with his personal associates and made a sitting place on his right side for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu asisei asane bosila, dekhi Raghaver mone anandito ananda barilo. Dui bai age prasad ani adorila. Sakala Vaishnav Bepiche, Pori Beshan Koila, Nana Prakar Pita Payas, Dibya Shalyanu, Amritanindo Vaiche, Bibido Benjano. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there and sat down at his place, asan. When you are offering to Diti, you have to first put asan, then wash, then invite him to sit, then wash feet and hands, then offer. So Nityananda did like this, and Mahaprabhu came. Seeing this, Raghav Pandit felt increasing happiness. Raghav Pandit brought the prasadam before the two brothers and thereafter distributed prasadam to all the other Vaishnavas. There were varieties of cakes, that is pita, sweet rice, payas, dibya, and fine cooked rice that surpassed the taste of nectar. There were also varieties of vegetables, means sabji preparations. Pita is many kinds. Cakes. In Jagannath Puri, they are offering to Jagannath. One I like very much, that prasad, pita, like pancake, but they are very small size. Means smaller than usually we make here, like half that size, and they are filled with coconut some paste inside. That is also called pita. Raghav Thakur prasad, amritero sar, Mahaprabhu jaha খাইতে আইসে বারবার পাক করি রাঘব যাবে ভোগ লাগাইয়া মহাপ্রভু লাগি ভোগ প্রীতাগ বাড়াইয়া প্রতিদিন মহাপ্রভু করেন ভোজন মধ্যে মধ্যে প্রভু তারে দেন দর্শন. The food prepared and offered to the deity by Raghav Pandit was like the essence of nectar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there again and again to eat such prasadam. When Raghav Pandit offered the food to the deity after cooking, he would make a separate offering for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are also making one for Radha Krishna, one for Mahaprabhu. And if Nityananda Prabhu is there, also separately for Nityananda. Or together for Gaur Nityananda, separately. Every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would eat at the house of Raghav Pandit. Sometimes he would give Raghav Pandit the opportunity to see him, give darshan. Dui baire Raghavani pori beshe, jatna kori khao yai narohe abasheshe. Koto upahar ane heno nahi jani, Raghaver ghore rande Radha Thakurani. Durvasar thaite ho পাইয়া চেনো বর অমৃত হইতে পাক তার অধিক মধুর. Raghav Pandit would bring and distribute prasadam to the two brothers, feeding them with great attention. Gaur Nityananda. They ate everything and therefore there were no remnants left. He brought so many presentations that no one could know them perfectly. Indeed, it was a fact that the Supreme Mother Radharani personally cooked in the house of Raghav Pandit. Srimati Radharani received from Durvasa Muni the benediction that whatever she cooked would be sweeter than nectar. That is the special feature of her cooking. Sweet as means taste, very good taste as nectar, and also it will increase the life of one who will eat. Of course, that is Lila. When once Durvasa came to Varshana as a guest to Vrishabhanu, father of Radharani, then Vrishabhanu engaged Radharani to serve Durvasa. On Ekadashi we heard Durvasa is very hot-tempered sadhu. So, but Radharani is Trinadapi Sunichana Tororapi Sahisnana. So he was very demanding guest. Sometimes he would demand, you cook, now I am very hungry, I want to eat. And Radharani was cooking, and when she came to offer. Then he said, no, I don't want to eat now. So in this way, she never complained. And sometimes during night, he woke up and want something like very difficult. But Radharani, because she's pure love, she could tolerate everything and was only serving him without any complaint. So after 1 month, Durvasa Rishi was very happy and he offered her a boon. That is, of course, Lila. Radharani is superior in Tattva than Durvasa, but they made such Lila because they're doing like human. So he said, I am very satisfied with you. I give you this blessing. Your food, what you will cook will be like nectar in taste, and it will increase life. That is why Jashoda Devi invites Radharani to cook for Krishna, because doing human like Lila, so Jashoda is thinking, then my son will have long life. That is a trick of Jogamaya, so that Radharani can cook for Krishna. Sugandhi Sundar Prasad Madhur Jair Sar Dui Bhai Taha Khaya Santosh Apar Bojana Bosite Raghunate Kohe Sarvajan Pandit Kohe Iha Pache Koribe Bojon Bhaktagon Akanta Boria Korila Bojon Horidvani Kori Uti Koila Achamon. Aromatic and pleasing to see, the food was the essence of all sweetness. Thus the two brothers, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu, ate it with great satisfaction. All the devotees present requested Raghunath Das to sit down and take prasadam. But Raghu Pandit told them he will take prasadam later. That is out of humility. Raghunath Das was in that mood. First you take, then I will take. All the devotees took prasadam, filling themselves to the brim. Thereafter, chanting the holy name of Hari, they stood up and washed their hands and mouths. After prasad, washing hands and mouths. Bojan kori dui bhai koila achaman, ragapani paraila malya chandon, bira khao yaila koila charan abandon, bhakta gone dila bira malya chandon, ragaver kriparagu nater upore, dui bhaier avashishta patra dilatare. After eating, the two brothers washed their hands and mouths, Gaur-Nitananda also. Then Raghav Pandit brought flower garlands and sandalwood pulp and decorated them. Raghav Pandit offered them betel nuts and worshipped their lotus feet. He also distributed betel nuts, flower garlands and sandalwood pulp to the devotees. Raghav Pandit, being very merciful toward Raghunath Das, offered him the dishes with the remnants of food left by the two brothers. Kohila Chaitanya Gosai Koria Chen Bojon, Tar Shesh Paile Tomar Kandila Bondon, Bhakta Chite Bhakta Grihe Sada Avastan, Kobu Gupta Kobu Byakta Swatantra Bhagavan, Sarvatra Vyapak Prabhur Sada Sarvatra Bas, Ihate Sangshajar Sei Jai Nash. He said, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has eaten this food. If you take his remnants, you will be released from the bondage of your family. The Supreme Personality of Godhead always resides either in the heart or in the home of a devotee. This fact is sometimes hidden and sometimes manifest, for the Supreme Personality of Godhead is fully independent. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is all-pervasive, and therefore he resides everywhere. Anyone who doubts this will be annihilated. Means you will be deprived of perceiving the truth. Now let me see how much is there. I will read only the translation, not Bengali. In the morning, after taking his bath in the Ganges, Nityananda Prabhu sat down with his associates beneath the same tree under which he had previously sat. Raghunath Das went there and worshipped Lord Nityananda's lotus feet. Through Raghav Pandit, he submitted his desire. I am the lowest of men, the most sinful, fallen, and condemned. Nevertheless, I desire to attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like a dwarf who wants to catch the moon, I have tried my best many times, but I have never been successful. Every time I tried to go away and give up my home relationships, my father and mother unfortunately kept me bound. No one can attain the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without your mercy. But if you are merciful, even the lowest of men can attain shelter at his lotus feet. Although I am unfit and greatly afraid to submit this plea, I nevertheless request you, sir, to be especially merciful toward me by granting me shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Placing your feet on my head, give me the benediction that I may achieve the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without difficulty. I pray for this benediction. After hearing this appeal by Raghunath Das, Lord Nityananda Prabhu smiled and told all the devotees, Raghunath Das's standard of material happiness is equal to that of Indra, the king of heaven, very rich. Because of the mercy bestowed upon him by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Das, although situated in such material happiness, does not like it at all. Therefore, let every one of you be merciful towards him and give him the benediction that he may very soon attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One who experiences the fragrance of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna does not value even the standard of happiness available in Brahmaloka, where Brahma resides, the topmost planet in this material universe. And what to speak of heavenly happiness, that is Svarga, that is lower. So those who get the taste of the service of lotus feet of Krishna. Then one verse is there for evidence from Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is offered sublime poetic prayers by those trying to attain his favor. Thus he is known as Uttama Shloka. Being very eager to gain the association of Lord Krishna, King Bharat, although in the prime of youth, gave up his very attractive wife, affectionate children, most beloved friends, and opulent kingdom, exactly as one gives up stool after excreting it. We will come to this in Bhagavatam, Bharat Maharaj. Verse from Bhagavatam. Or, as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained, when one will surrender to Krishna, then his vision will change. He will not see them, she is my wife, these are my children, this is my house. His vision will change. This wife is a Jiva, eternal servant of Krishna, and my children also, they are eternal servants of Krishna. This house belongs to Krishna, so I will serve them in relation to Krishna on transcendental platform. Then Lord Nityananda Prabhu called Raghunath Das near him, placed his lotus feet upon Raghunath Das's head and began to speak. My dear Raghunath Das, he said, since you arranged the feast on the bank of the Ganges, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here just to show you his mercy. By his causeless mercy, he ate the cheap rice and milk. Then, after seeing the dancing of the devotees at night, he took his supper. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaura Hari, came here personally to deliver you. Now rest assured that all the impediments, obstacles meant for your bondage are gone. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will accept you and place you under the charge of his secretary Sarup Damodar. You will thus become one of the most confidential internal servants and will attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Being assured of all this, return to your own home. Very soon, without impediments, you will attain shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Nityananda had Raghunath Das blessed by all the devotees, and Raghunath Das offered his respects to their lotus feet. After taking leave of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and then all the other Vaishnavas, Sri Raghunath Das consulted secretly with Raghav Pandit. He wanted to offer a donation, monetary donation to Nityananda Prabhu and all his associates according to their status. So he gave that money and gold coins to Raghav Pandit. And Raghav Pandit gave prasad to Raghunath Das Goswami for his way home. Then, yes, after taking dust from the feet of Raghav Pandit, Raghunath Das returned to his home, feeling greatly obligated to Lord Nityananda Prabhu because of having received his merciful benediction. From that day on, he did not go into the interior section of the house. Means no comfort. Instead, he would sleep on the Durga Mandap, the place where Mother Durga was worshipped. Then, because Mahaprabhu told him, when the proper time will come, then Krishna will reveal to you how you can escape. Then, as you know, that arrangement was made by Krishna made one trick, and then Raghunath Das Goswami could escape from his house and went straight to Puri. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted him, because now it was appropriate time. He attained that level in his bhajan. Before he told him, go home, now not time. You worship at home. But now he accepted because Raghunath Das Goswami accomplished that step which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him. There are many steps in devotion. So according to our qualification, we have to do service given by Guru, then going through those steps gradually. So tomorrow we will hear further Bhagavatam.